hurricane comes through and your house blows down, you have homeowners insurance, you're covered. Flood insurance, they sell flood insurance. The river goes over the banks, floods your house, carries it down the river, you got flood insurance. You die, have beneficiaries, they're going to collect, your wife, hopefully Muhammad, collects in your policy, and then she has economic, something to carry her and the children for the rest of their lives. Right? Apartment gets burglarized, you have apartment insurance, protection. They're selling protection. But it's a money store. The money comes in, they sell protection, and they get premiums. And then what did they do? Well, they have those institutional investors. One of those institutional investors you always hear when you're watching those talking head business shows on cable is insurance companies. They are a what? Institutional investor. So insurance companies has the salesmen who sell the policies. Yeah, they're on staff. Oh, they also have what? Actuaries. And if you think the CPA exam is difficult, the CPA exam is nothing compared to the actuarial exam. I know two guys that became actuaries. Both of them, coincidentally, both of them were PhD math candidates. They were in PhD programs. One was going to Albany for his PhD in mathematics. The other one was going to Rensselaer Polytech Institute in Troy, New York. Genius, RPI, Rensselaer Polytech Institute, for engineers and mathematicians. Whoa, heavy duty, big brain. When they got through their master's degree, both of them unilaterally, they didn't know each other, said, boy, this sucks. No, not meaning that they looked at their future. What am I going to do with a PhD in mathematics? Probably, in all likelihood, I'm going to do what? Teach. I'm going to get a job at a legitimate university or college, and I'm going to become a mathematics professor. What am I going to make, Muhammad? I'm the wife of a professor. Yeah, it's great, helping young people, encouraging their minds, but, you're not going to make what? Not like these guys, these hedge fund guys, or Wall Street guys, or for that matter, not even anything near what a doctor or a lawyer would make, or even a CPA. I'm not even going to make what a CPA makes, and I got a PhD in mathematics, and those CPAs are idiots. Yep. So, they both unilaterally decided to become what? Actuaries. The hell with academia. So, they got jobs with insurance companies, and they took 7 years. Yeah, it's 10 levels to get your 10 levels, the actuarial exam. Unbelievable how difficult it is. 7 years. Test after test, level after level after level, 10 levels. Takes 7 years. At the earliest you can get there. They both got there. They're both actuaries. What do? They do incredibly complex what? Calculations. This mortality table is based on projections, calculations on people's what? Life expectancy. Pamela, do we know one more time when anybody in this room is going to die? No, of course not. But when the actuaries do calculations, they use pools of people. And it's pretty scary. They're based on your age. They can pretty much very closely project when you are going to what? God, we don't want to be morose and depressing, but that's correct. So that's what this is. Now, we used to have 2 tables, Pamela. 2 tables. It was gender specific. We had a mortality table for women's, and we had a mortality table for men's. And then during I forget when it actually happened, probably the mid-70s, it might have been the late 70s, it was the rise of feminism. And we had an organization, still current today, Pamela, now, National Organization of Women, is an advocate for women's rights. Fantastic. Women, of course, Muhammad, women should be treated equally as men. Okay. So then the women at now say, look at this! Sex discrimination! There's 2 mortality tables. One for women's, one for men. We're going to have a class action lawsuit representing all women. We're going to sue these insurance giants. That shouldn't be. Men and women should be treated with the same, equally. And the insurance executives are what? Dumbfounded, stunned. And then they start to think. And then they got a big what on their face? A smile on their face. Sometimes when you want something, you get what you want to your own what? Detriment. To your own what? Insurance companies are ecstatic. Great idea! Great idea! We'll have a unisex mortality table to the detriment of who? Women's. Complete idiots. Very stupid. That's the fact. Women should be treated equally. Women should be treated equally. They're happy to accommodate. Now there's only what? When I first started this 17 years ago, there were what? Now there's only what? Who's getting the proverbial? The women's. They're getting the proverbial. Proverbial is a euphemism for never mind. Use your imagination. They're getting the proverbial. Let's get back. Got it? Okay. So now that's what this is. This is what's called a mortality table, life expectancy. So now the insurance company, they sell protection, they collect premiums. Not only do they have actuaries and salesmen, they also have what? Analysts, financial analysts, and people that do their investing. They got all the zillions of dollars coming in, and they take the money and they do what? The money store. Money's coming in, and they do what? Invest it. They're one of those what, Muhammad? Institutional investors. They got billions upon billions that they're investing. Now, stay with me. So now, your aunt and uncle, they're elderly. Your uncle, and they have a lot of respect for you because they know how intelligent you are, and you're going to be the first CPA in the family. You graduate, you pass the CPA exam, you go on to law school, you're one of the smartest guys in your family. So now, as I said before, the purpose of women is to make men miserable, so unfortunately, she drove him to almost madness, but then he just died. He had a whole massive coronary, he dies. Now, before he died, he took out a what? A life insurance policy. And who did he make? Because he loved her, he made her the what? Beneficiary. So now she's collecting proceeds of the life insurance policy. She's collecting what? $500,000. $500,000 policy. Now your aunt, different generation, they're very old, they're in their 80s, and different generation, not now, but she wasn't very sophisticated. She was a home keep, she kept the home and didn't handle the money, he handled her. So she's not very sophisticated, she's elderly, so she calls you over to make you dinner and she wants some advice. The insurance company has now going to cut her a check for $500,000, $500,000. Muhammad, what are my options, nephew? What are my options? Tell me, please, in plain, simple language so I can understand my options. And you know that some of the members of your family, extended family, not your nuclear family, your extended family, they're vipers. Some of your cousins and relatives. And you know that she's going to come into this windfall. She's not going to have to properly manage it. Either she's going to lose it, or someone's going to steal it from it, or the relatives are going to start stealing it from it. So you don't like that. So you want to protect her. So you suggest to her that she could do what? She could purchase a what? An annuity contract. It doesn't have to be with the same insurance company that your uncle took out the life insurance policy and made her the beneficiary. Could be another one, but it might be easier to go with them. You're going to then have them come in, a salesman from that insurance company, and then you can structure that annuity contract. You have a lot of latitude to structure it in any way you want on behalf of your auntie. You're going to represent her with the insurance company. And that might be a good way to go for her to buy a what? An annuity contract, so that over her life, every Monday, if she wants, for the rest of her life, she'll receive a what? A check. Now, what the insurance, if you buy the annuity contract, what's the insurance company going to do? They're going to sell you the contract, and they're going to take the $500,000, and they're going to do what? Invest it. Now, every single time that she gets a payment, she's an annuitant, every single time she gets a payment, part of that payment